So welcome, everyone. I'm your host of the Merge Medical Podcast. I'm Dr. Jeff Brown with your co-host, Dr. Jeff Cole. I'm very excited about the two guests we've got with us today. This is Ujay Jetar and Joe Motto. They're both members of the executive team of a new and upcoming startup called TECTON. TECTON is a ketone-based energy drink. And with that all up and coming with the everyone's understanding the benefits of ketosis, this is a very timely product to bring to the market. So with that, Ujay, Joe, welcome to the show. I'd like to first direct my attention to Ujay. Tell us about the product that TECTON's bringing to the market.
Jeff, TECTON has 10 grams of nature-identical ketones. What we mean by that is ketones are the molecular structures identical to what your own liver produces when you go on a keto diet. These 10 grams of ketones are accompanied by a non-nutritive sweetener extract from monk fruit. So it has no insulin response and there's no caffeine in the product. So what it gives you is pure energy for your cells.
And why do you anticipate someone needing this?
The greatest need for people is, I think, most people need mental focus and they revert to caffeine or sugar. And both of them give you the highs and the lows and the crash. Even people who say they're not caffeine sensitive, caffeine does affect quality of sleep. Even if you can sleep, you will still not get enough deep sleep. So then you get tired. The next day you need more caffeine and it's a vicious cycle. With TECTON, you get energy without affecting sleep. You get real nutritive energy. It's not just a stimulant.
And are there competitors on the market?
There are several people who provide ketones. They provide them in two forms. One is a keto salt. You have to have very, very high doses of that to be able to get to the point where you have the same therapeutic level of ketones as you have in an ester. Other ketone esters that have been out there in the market, they're all based on butanediol, which tastes like jet fuel. Sorry, that's the easiest way for me to put it. And they're really expensive. So our ketone ester is the safest that can be had at highest doses, and it is available and accessible to all ages, which none of the others are.
Excellent. Go ahead, Jeff.
I was going to ask about the founder and the genesis of this company.
The genesis of the company was Mike Chesney, who was a Special Forces combat medic, a recipient of 2 Purple Hearts, had severe TBIs. He got wind of this technology that had been started to be invested in by DARPA. And we started to work with them. I met him about 7-8 years ago. My dad was a fighter pilot who had passed away because of PTSD. So we were keen to create a product that could help disabled veterans. And that kind of became the reason for our partnership. And that's where TECTON was born.
And then tell us about the technology and patents. Well, quickly, if you can. That may not be a quick answer.
Yeah. So I'll give you the, as you said, the elevator pitch. So TECTON has an exogenous ketone that has been bound to a glycerol molecule, which makes it safe. We've done toxicity studies at 200 times the body weight in dosage with no adverse reactions, published in the Nutrient magazine, so it's all peer-reviewed. We've got patent and we've got lots of trade secrets around how the ingredient is made, as well as how it is formulated, so that it can be a product that is palatable and can reach a mass market.
How about your target markets?
Our target markets are varied because, ketones and TECTON is a multifunctional health drink. So because ketones affect how your cells metabolize energy at its most foundational level, it has profound benefits across several major need states: brain health, weight loss, muscle fit recovery and endurance. And it is also a great energy source for people who are sensitive to caffeine and sugar, like type 2 diabetics. There's a long-term benefit of TECTON and exogenous ketones and metabolic health in general, which is an emerging field of science and health and fitness. So anyone who needs brain health, can be NFL players down to people or children with epilepsy, we believe that Tecton, with its safe molecule, could be a potential, treatment area or a product that could be used for kids like that. Because can you imagine how hard it is for us to do a keto diet? Imagine depriving a 5 or 10-year-old from eating any carbs for 2 weeks.
Wow. Yeah. 100%.
Well, each of those areas you just mentioned point toward pretty large consumer.
Yeah.
What's the potential there?
So as Joe mentioned, that whole market, if you add up all of those different categories, it's over 170 billion. Weight loss alone is a $50 billion market and is growing exponentially, no pun intended. We have a similar situation with the aging population and brain health. Girls playing soccer have a very high tendency to get concussions. Impact sports are growing. So, diabetes is it is again also exploding. You have 30 plus million people with diabetes. You've got 90 million people with pre-diabetes. We've got. I'm sorry to say there are really big markets because these are bad problems that there are no really decent solutions for.
Wow. So to summarize, you've got a product that is performance enhancing, weight controlling, improves mental acuity, may improve diabetes and even epilepsy. And I would imagine that the markets for that are enormous, and I'm probably missing some things. I know I read a meta-analysis that said ketosis was beneficial even for Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. And we haven't even touched on that. We've talked about general brain health, but not disease states.
Yeah. So we are a beverage. We're not a dietary supplement. So we don't make structure function claims. What I'd like to say to people is that, listen, study up on exogenous ketones. Learn what scientists are saying exogenous ketones can do for you. And then know that our product has 10 grams of nature identical ketones. Now it's up to you to decide how you want to use it. And it's up to people like yourselves who are in the medical field to help connect the dots between what's in the product and what consumers' needs are.
Where can we learn more about Tecton?
Our website, tectonlife.com, has a science section which has got articles by people like Dr. Kevin Foley, who's the former Chief of Neurosurgery from Walter Reed. He's a veteran himself. He's written some pretty in-depth articles on Tecton and I should correct myself, with ketones and brain health. We've got articles by the Dean of Health Sciences from University of Memphis, who was Dr. Rick Bloomer, who has, again, coached and trained lots of registered dietitians around the country, around the world. And he's written articles on ketones and how they help with appetite suppression, how they work with intermittent fasting. So we have a rich trove of information for people who want to learn more about how exogenous ketones can help the human condition.
Can you touch, UJ, on because most people watching this have not seen a can of this. They've not had it. Hearing this for the first time, perhaps. I think you've had a test market in Atlanta. I think that you've got some product available on your website. But kind of tell us where you are in the scheme of things with regard to ambassadors, and are we going to start to see more of this on social media, people starting to talk about this?
Yeah, so for people who've want to find us and be able to buy our product, the best place to do that is tectonlife.com and come to our site. We've got a very good e-commerce platform. Follow our ambassadors. Steve Uriah is one of them, SteveUria. You can find him on Instagram particularly, and we've got Stacey Clark, who will be coming on soon, Sasha Palmer, who is one of the top college women's coaches in basketball. And those following our ambassadors on social media and us on social media, our call sign is Tecton Life. So you'll find us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook as well with that handle. And, but I would urge people to find us on tectonlife.com, which is our website, and that's the best place. We have pretty good, decent, well, we've got very good shipping condition, which is we do free shipping for all customers, and we also have subscription packages that gives significant discounts. I do want to point out all first responders, veterans, active military, people in the medical field, they get a special price, which is the same as the employee price, which is more than 40% off our consumer retail price.
Excellent.
So your followers and listeners in the medical field would certainly qualify for that.
Fantastic. Well, let's talk offline. I'd like to get the names of those influencers written down. I can put it in the notes when we post this. Let's talk about the ambassador program, because I think Merge Medical is structured as a nonprofit, but if it itself is an influencer, so to speak, and then it can invite other people in our network to become ambassadors, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, in fact, Jeff, we do have an ambassador that is a nonprofit. It's the America's Warrior Partnership. So, even though they're a nonprofit, that does not stop them from using this as a fundraiser.
Yeah.
So
smart.
Yeah,
and it goes with the mission. Yeah.
Right.
So, UJ or Joe, I think this is a good opportunity. We've covered a lot. This is your opportunity. Is there anything that we haven't asked or you haven't had the opportunity to speak about that you'd like the audience to hear?
Yeah, I can go first real quick. I mean, I've been drinking the product for 2 years. And so what I would say is the consumers are seeking this product. I mean, they're so many people are struggling with their weight. It's very powerful to have something that actually helps you in getting some self-control in weight loss and as you get older with brain fog. I mean, you can't help you start to question yourself. And this product does bring you back. It does help your focus. Now, I have to be careful because, as UJ said, we have to be careful about claims that we make. But there is something related to ketones that with inflammation that my personal experience is my inflammation and aches and pains have gone down significantly. We've also heard testimonials from other people that were in our studies, investors, and even some of our customers about this. Again, we have to be careful about claims, but there's something there that we hope to flesh out and be able to show scientifically that our product really helps there. So the product is people are seeking this. They're seeking something to help their kids, their older parents, and themselves. And so it's a good fit. And I think it's going to be very successful because of that. And it works.
Yeah, great. I don't have much to add except to say that, I spent a lot of time selling sugared beverages at Coca-Cola. And, I quit when I was 39 because I wanted to do something a little bit more purposeful and meaningful with my life. And because of my background in creating new products and innovations like Coca-Cola Freestyle, etc., I got a lot of companies come to me and say, hey, would you join our advisory board, or would you invest in our beverage company? And I stayed, I stayed away from all of that till I met Mike. I truly believe in my heart, deepest in my heart, that we have a product that is genuinely good for you. It is one of the few things that replicates some of the best things that your body does for you, which is gives you pure energy for your cells. Some of the most effective and efficient sources of energy are ketones. And we've added that into a product that is easy to consume, and we've combined it with the simplest, cleanest ingredients possible to make it as much of a no-brainer to consume as we can possibly get. So it's something that I can say with my hand on my heart, this is good for you.
That's fantastic.
So good that I think perhaps that's where we wrap it up. I think
that's right.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, guys, thank you for joining the Merge Medical Podcast. You can learn more about this product and the innovators bringing it to the market at tectonlife.com. I'm your host, Dr. Jeff Brown, with your co-host, Dr. Jeff Cole. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.